So good morning everyone, good evening, and good afternoon to viewers from all walks of life. This is nikymus, and you're all welcome to the channel of truth, enlightenment, freedom, and the channel of breaking empaths free. If you are new and narcissism resonates with you, I encourage you to join us. I invite you to join us. Like the page, share with your friends, subscribe. And for those of you that have always been with us, you are welcome back, and I thank you for your love and support. So guys, today's my birthday, and I'm a Virgo boy, 7 September. And in the comment section below, I would like to know, guys, if you can guess my age, let it be known in the comment section below, because I know I've never mentioned this on my videos. Let it be known if you can guess my age in the comment section below, and we'll see who has got it right. So guys, today, I would like to talk about the chosen ones. I would like to talk to you guys, the chosen ones, the awakened empaths, and I'm going to help you understand the world in the eyes of a chosen one. So the things you will see, the things you will experience, how your life is going to change to the next level, how you're going to start elevating, how you're going to start seeing all these things happening to you. I don't want you to think you're crazy. As a person who has walked the journey, I'm here to help you, and I'm going to help you understand if these things if you start to see all these kind of changes happening, you do not have to think you're going crazy. You do not have to think your mind is playing tricks on you or something. You have got to understand everything is happening at that same time. So you do not have to worry about whatever it is or the events going on around you. The world in the eyes of a chosen one is not the world in the eyes of a person who is not awakened. Like I said, guys, a chosen one is a person who has awakened at some degree. They have answered the call. They have stepped into purpose, and they are now starting to move towards the best version of themselves. The very first thing you're going to understand, and you're going to realize the world in the eyes of a chosen one, is that actually you are an old soul. So by being an old soul, what I mean is that you're going to find yourself in situations whereby you are in a certain place, and for some reason you feel like actually you've been in that place before. You know what I mean? Now this is going to become a bit scary and a bit freaky, but I don't want you to freak out. You're going to go to a certain place. By some chance, you just move on, and you may go to the city center, you may go to visit a friend, and along the way you're going to meet a certain place, and that particular place you're going to realize that actually it is very likely that you have actually been in that place before. So you're going to find yourself in certain places whereby your mind is going to tell you that actually you have been in that place before. Even then, you actually know, probably you have never stepped in that area before, but somehow intuitively you are going to know for some reason you have actually been in that place before for some reason, and you cannot remember the exact time when you've been there and how you've been there, how long it has been. You cannot guess, but you know for a particular fact that you have been in that place before. So when it happens to you and you ever see yourself finding yourself in some areas, finding yourself in some places, and you feel like in those places you have been in those places before, do not freak out, guys. It is normal for a chosen one. You are an old soul, so it is like you have already been in there. You have already been here before. Even sometimes you have reincarnated and you have actually come back to this world for a particular purpose. So that is why you find yourself in areas whereby you feel you have already been before. If you see that, do not freak out. It's a normal thing. Do not beat yourself up, and don't get crazy. Don't think you're going crazy or something like that. Number two is going to be synchronicities. Now, this one is a very major one. Recently, I had a walk with my daughter. So we are just having a walk, and all of a sudden, I was wearing a certain shirt, and for some reason, I noticed that actually on the street, somebody else on the other side of the street was actually wearing the same shirt like I was wearing. So you're going to find yourself whereby you can see things, and you will be wondering how is it possible that these things are happening. You cannot understand how things are coming into place and how things are falling into place. Sometimes it's going to overwhelm you. So you're going to find yourself, you get out of your house, you wear a certain type of a dress, and all of a sudden you go to the restaurant and you're going to see somebody actually a very, very similar dress. Actually, you'll even think you guys bought the same dress in the same shop. So as a chosen one, you're going to understand that the life is always moving like that, whereby you're going to see a lot of synchronicities. You know what I mean? So sometimes you might even find you talk about a certain word, or you may think about a certain word, and all of a sudden you're watching TV and you're looking on the TV, and then now somebody on the TV will mention that exact word that you've said. You know what I mean? I remember myself when I was talking with my daughter as well. One time I was with my daughter, and she was about to say something to me, but intuitively it's like I knew what she was about to say. Even that I had not mentioned that before. I just knew that this was what I somehow would think or would feel like that's what she wanted to tell me. And me personally, I mentioned this particular thing, And all of a sudden, my daughter was very, very surprised, and she was like, "Oh, how did you know? How did you know that? That's what I was going to ask you, or that's what I was going to say." So most of these times, you're going to find a lot of these synchronicities happening around you. Guys, don't be shocked out. Don't be shocked. Don't be freaked out. You just have to know that is the life of a chosen one. Most of the cases, you're going to find so many synchronicities. Sometimes you're going to find something what they call angel numbers along the way. You're going to find numbers like 111, 222, 333. So all over the place you go, you're going to find it is going to look as if, or to seem as if, there is some particular set of numbers that is actually following you. You know what I mean? So me personally, I've gotten used to it. All of a sudden, I've gotten used to it. In the beginning, it used to overwhelm me. I used to think like, okay, so why is it that all of a sudden I'm turning around, I'm sitting somewhere, I'm seeing a particular set of numbers. That number, I will see it, then I will move to a certain direction, I will see that particular number, I will switch on the TV, I will see the number. So you are going to see a lot of signs and synchronicities as a chosen one. It is the life, what you're going to experience as you're waking up, as you're starting to step into the best version of you. So most of the cases, chosen ones, if you see a lot of these things happening around you, don't think you're crazy. Synchronicities will happen. I can give you an example, a very, very good example of a synchronicity, for example. So there was a time, there used to be a beggar. There's a shop I go. There's a place I go shopping somewhere at the end of the street. So sometime I went to the shop, and there was a guy, a homeless guy. Sometimes he's sitting outside out of the shop. So sometimes I give him some change. If I have some money, I give him some change or something like that. All of a sudden, I saw this guy. I walked up to him. I stood next to him. So I was talking to him, and I was about to actually give him even some money. And all of a sudden, somebody just walked in. All of a sudden, from nowhere, the guy just came from behind me, and actually he gave that guy money. So the guy walked from behind me, and he came where I was standing, and he gave that guy money, actually. You know what I mean? So most of the cases, you're going to find that actually you are thinking about, me that time I was thinking about giving the guy money, and all of a sudden somebody just came from behind me, out of nowhere, out of the blue, and actually gave that guy money. So most of these things are going to happen, and you as a chosen one are supposed to understand how to decipher these signs and these synchronicities whenever you see them. You know what I mean? So another thing you're going to experience as a chosen one, you're going to understand, you're going to find and realize that actually you have got some kind of I like to call it a divine GPS. You know what I mean? Now, what I mean by divine GPS, there's a time I was thinking about buying a wallet. I'll give you an example of what I mean. I was thinking about buying a wallet. So all of a sudden, I went to the city center, and there were a couple of shops that I could go and buy a wallet. You know, I wanted to change my wallet. I wanted to buy a new one. So I just started moving into the city. I went to the city. Then all of a sudden, I just looked around, and I was like, okay, so that is the shop I'm going to go. You know what I mean? So you are going to have some kind of a GPS. It's like something will be guiding you. You know what I mean? I've always called it divine guidance, because you're going to find yourself being guided to a certain place at the right time. So you're always going to find yourself in a certain place, particular place at the right time. And you're going to somehow think, why have you actually ended up in that place? Because you're going to always realize that actually, whatever's been happening, whatever your journey was for that day, it was actually guiding you to a certain place, because there was something you're supposed to meet. Now, in that shop, when I went there, I found I wanted to buy a wallet, and I asked the attendants in the shop. So, which is the direction, which is the spot that I can find men's wallets. So they directed me to the place where I can find wallets. And believe me, guys, that place where there was wallets, there was only two wallets left, two particular wallets left. And those two particular wallets left, they both had, when I came to the stall where the wallets were, I picked up the wallets, and only to realize that actually, I'll show you guys something. This may look a bit weird, and this may look a bit funny. Just give me a second. The two wallets all had the number 1111. Let me see if I can put it on this. Can you guys see that? So those two particular wallets, the last ones, were the wallets actually which had that number 1111. And I've always told you guys, most of you who are waking up, most of you, the guys who are chosen, most of you who are awakened empaths, you're going to actually also meet a lot of these things. They call them angel numbers. So you're going to find somewhere you're guided to a certain place, and because that place has got something you have got to pick out there, you might not know it, but when you go there, you'll find the reason why actually you have always been guided along the way during that day to that particular place, because there was something actually waiting for you, just for you to pick up. So most of these things, you're going to see them as a chosen one, and it shouldn't freak you out. You're supposed to understand these things happen and everything is okay, everything is normal. So don't freak out when you start to see those kind of things. So when I saw those wallets, especially, I was very surprised, and I was thinking, okay, so that's the particular reason why actually I wouldn't even go to the other shops, because that wallet was just there waiting for me. You know what I mean? Because it is the wallet of Synchronicity. The wallet has got 1111 in it. You know what I mean? So I just went and picked up that wallet, and I was very, very grateful to the universe for that. The other thing you're going to experience along my journey. Now, I'm not going to put numbers to this because I'm just downloading information, so I'm not going to put numbers. It's not going to come out in a certain order. I'm just going to speak the way I've been seeing things along my journey. The other thing I would like to talk about, the world in front of a chosen one. Some of the things you're going to see is you're going to realize, actually, you're going to start understanding the fakery of everything. Now, let me explain more. The very moment you wake up, guys, the very moment you wake up and you step out of this illusion, step out of the matrix, you're going to start to realize that actually most of the world around you has always been fake. It is going to become unbelievable, because most of the things you're going to see around you, people, if you have awakened, you have already experienced, you have already gone through a very massive shift, and things have already changed. Eternally, spiritually, you have changed. You're not the same person you used to be. So the world around you, remember, it is still the same like before. And it is going to become very clear to you. It is going to become very clear to you, because at that moment now, you're going to start to understand the fakeness of people. You know what I mean? Most of the people you have been involved with, some of them were your best friends. Some of them we have even sometimes your closest relatives. They have been people around you for a very long period of time. But finally, you're going to start to see them for who they are. You know what I mean? You're going to start understanding that actually this whole world you've been involved with, the matrix, has always been lying to you. The people who have always been your friends, they have never been your friends. Your family, who call themselves your real family, blood family. I'm talking about blood family. They have never really been your family. You know what I mean? And they have not got your best interests at heart. So you're going to see this, because after waking up as a chosen one, you're going to start working on yourself. So you're going to start elevating yourself and working on yourself, trying to move to the next level, trying to make sure that you become the best you can be. And in that process, you're going to realize that actually most of the people who called themselves to be your friends, most of the people who were around you and you thought they were your friends, they are not actually your friends. Even sometimes your family, they just think they're your family. Yes, they are your family. You've got the same bloodline as them. But at the end of the day, those guys, they don't have your best interests at heart. You're going to see them, they will not support you. They will start running out of you. They will start falling out with you, because they do not understand actually your new they don't understand the person you've become in this process. So they do not resonate with the person you've become after the awakening. So as a chosen one, you're going to understand that actually the whole world around you, we are talking about people, the places, and all these kind of things. Everything has always been fake. You know what I mean? So it is going to become very clear to you. But like I've always said, guys, when you see these kind of things happening, people all of a sudden falling out with you, people all of a sudden pointing their fingers at you, calling you names, or these kind of things, don't take it personal, guys. You just have to understand where these guys are coming from, and you have to understand that at some point in time they will get their own awakening, and actually they can also become, or sometimes get to where you are. You know what I mean? So it's not personal. The world has already been an illusion. So most of the things you've been seeing, they are not real. The people, friends, family, they're not your real friends, and even some of those guys, they're not your real family. Your real family is eventually going to find you, the family that belongs to you. I've always talked about, guys, I've always talked about the soul tribe. Your tribe is going to find you at some point. You're going to meet the people who speak your language. You're going to meet the people who understand you on a spiritual level. So you're going to meet the people who understand where you're going. But the people who have been always a part of you, the friends, ex-friends, relatives, and everything, most of these cases I've always mentioned in my videos, guys, you have got to let them go, because it's time for you to ascend and to move to the next level. And not everybody can come with you, unfortunately. That's the way it is. Another thing, what you guys are going to experience as your chosen one, you're going to realize that actually you have decided to change the way you eat. You have decided to change the way you eat, because as much as you understand that the food you have always been eating has actually been part of the problem, because now you're starting to decide to live a healthy life. You want to live healthy. You want to, because for a person to ascend, you have got to have a healthy body, because it's a healthy body that carries the healthy mind. So there's always a healthy mind in a healthy body. So all these things are going to start making sense, and all of a sudden you're going to start to balance out your feeding habits, the way you eat. So you'll see that some of the food you've been eating before is not making any sense anymore. So you're going to start changing all these things, and you will now opt to eat a bit lighter foods, because for you to ascend, you're supposed to ascend in lighter format. So you cannot ascend with the weight. Most of these foods you've been eating, like this kind of processed meats and everything, dairy products and all these kind of things. Yes, you will be sometimes struggling with the diet change and everything, but eventually you understand spiritually that actually some of the food you've been eating has also been part of the problem. So sometimes you're going to start to you will start changing the way the way you feed, because you understand that actually your body and your health is very important, because then now you can have a healthy body, you can have a healthy mind in a healthy body. So you're going to change all the way your feeding habits and the way you eat. So something else that you're going to experience as a chosen one, you're going to understand that your energy matters. You know what I mean? So you're going to understand that your energy is very, very important, and you're going to become a bit protective of your own energy. So by this, what I mean is that you'll be a little bit curious about the places you want to visit, the things you want to do. You will be understanding everything. You will be looking around you, because, like I said, guys, when you're awakened, when you finally awakened and you understand the other world that you never knew before, you're going to understand that actually most of the energy you've been involved, you had always involved yourself with, has always been actually dragging you down. Dragging you backwards. And sometimes you're going to start becoming very, very protective of your energy. So you may find sometimes. You cannot go to the same places you used to go, you know what I mean, because you feel they are not the vibration they carry is not that vibration you want to get involved with. So maybe you may have been that guy, that man or woman who used to be a club person or whatever, used to go to the clubs and whatever. But at the end of the day, you're going to realize that actually those things are not making sense anymore, because actually they even sometimes drain you, because now as an empath you understand how energy works, and you understand most of those things and the places you go, they actually drain your energy, and you're going to you will start to be very protective of your own personal energy. So you're going to become extremely protective of your own personal energy. So the other thing you're going to experience as a chosen one, you're going to realize that finally you're falling in love with nature. So the world of a chosen one will look like you understand the importance of nature. You know what I mean? So you're going to start to treat nature with a little bit of more respect. You know what I mean? So you cannot just all of a sudden going around littering things all over the floor, or wherever you want to go. You know what I mean? So maybe sometime you have some litter in your hands. You want to make sure that you put it in the right place. So you're going to become very respectful of nature. And even sometime on the other hand, you're also going to understand that actually most of these animals, and sometimes you'll find all of a sudden insects. Like sometime I used to be many times when I'm out in the nature, all of a sudden these things are like buzzing around me, insects, or sometimes you can find ladybugs falling on your hand or something. Even sometime I've done a video recently, and I was doing a video, and all of a sudden a ladybug just came and landed on my hand all of a sudden. So you're going to now, animals and all this kind of nature, anything what is nature, the things are going to start gravitating to you. You may just be a person walking in the park all of a sudden, and you're going to start finding dogs sometimes coming to you. Sometimes you're going to find birds like flying all over your head. You're going to find insects like falling on you. All of a sudden you're going to actually understand, you're going to start to attract nature. And that is what is going to make you understand that actually we are all connected. Everything around us is connected, including nature in nature in itself. And on the other hand also, you're going to realize that actually you're going to discover that nature heals. So most of the time when you're not feeling well, like me, most of the time when I'm not feeling well, when I'm a little bit down, because sometimes when I give out a lot of energy, I need to recharge. So most of the time it is the only place I can come, like in this place you see here, very beautiful place. I come here, I take off my shoes, I ground, and most of the cases I can guarantee you guys, by the time I leave nature, I'm a very healed guy, and I'm feeling very, very well and better about myself. So it's also one thing you're going to realize, that actually you are getting very close and very attracted to nature. You're going to start to be, you start to become one with nature. You'll find yourself having a lot of walks in the parks, walks in the nature. Sometimes you want to go to the ocean, sometimes you want to go for a very long swim. You want to connect, sometimes you want to sit under the tree. You're going to become very, very close with nature, because you understand the importance of nature. You know what I mean? So you're going to start treating nature with a little bit more respect. And on the other hand, still speaking about nature, you're going to understand that actually each and everything, um, each and everything that is around you, we are talking about the living things. We may talk about cats, dogs, we may talk about insects, we talk about each and everything that lives, butterflies or whatever, insects, each and everything deserves a life. So you cannot take life in whichever way. It does not matter what insect may land on you. You cannot kill an insect, even the smallest insect. You want that insect to live, because you understand everything. we are all one with everything, and we are all connected. So you cannot, and you don't have the right to take life no matter what. You don't have right to take. You don't have the right to take life. Animals, you cannot. Sometimes you feel even sometimes compassionate if you see. There's times when I'm walking around and I see sometimes like I might see a dead bird, or I might see something dead on my way. You know, it can be a bird or it can be a fish. Sometimes I'm walking around the small river, the stream, and I'm seeing sometimes dead fish on the side. It really drags my soul to some degree. So those are the things I don't want to see. Is the things I don't want to feel. You know what I mean? As a chosen one, it will really put you in a certain state, a certain mood when you meet along your path things that are dead, things that have been thrown along your path, along the roadside. It is going to make you feel some kind of a way when you see. So as a chosen one, you find that actually everything deserves the right to live. Everything can live as long as it's nature. It's nature. So you cannot take nature in whichever way. You cannot end, and you cannot end whether it is a person, whether it is an insect, whether it's an animal, whatever it is. You respect nature to that level whereby you feel that you do not have a right to end life of anything, whatever it is comes across your way or you find along your path. So that's another world. As a chosen one, that's how the world would look like in front of a chosen one. As a chosen one, you're also going to discover that you are supersexual. By being supersexual, what I mean is that you are actually sexually attracted to people who intelligently, you know what I mean, to extremely intelligent people with a very high level of wisdom. So you do not have anymore that sexual attraction to the normal people used to date before. So for example, you may have a certain category of people used to date before you awaken, before you become a chosen one or something like that. So there used to be certain people used to date, people used to hang out with or something like that. But at the end of the day, when you become chosen and you start to step into purpose and you start to elevate to some degree, you're going to understand that actually you're supersexual. So most of the people who attract you, you're attracted to people with very high intelligence. You know what I mean? Divine intelligence. I call it divine intelligence. You're attracted to people who can actually challenge you mentally. You know what I mean? People who actually, you are extremely attracted to people who talk about the universe, people who talk about awakening, people who talk about spirituality, people who talk about these kind of things. And you're going to actually find that sometimes you are no longer attracted to the girls the way you used to do before. It's like your attraction has shifted now to another degree. The people who attract you, they're the people who understand the fifth dimension. You know what I mean? They're the people who understand what is spiritual growth, what is what awakening means. The people who can speak your language. Only the people who can speak your language. They are now the people who actually sexually attract you. You can no longer go for the regular girls. You can no longer go for the regular guys. If you're a woman out there, you can no longer go for the regular guys. And you are trying to find a soulmate. It may be hard a bit. Sometimes it gets hard at some point. It gets hard because at the end of the day, you will find that actually the people around you, not all of them speak your language, of course. You know what I mean? So, but on a sexual basis, in a sexual aspect, in a sexual perspective, you prefer to date somebody who understands how the fifth dimension operates, how the fifth dimension works and how it operates. So you understand that spiritual intelligence, divine intelligence, people with higher wisdom, they are the only people who can actually sexually attract you. Even sometimes you can find yourself, if you meet them along the way, they're the only people you want to have a relationship with because they're the only people who are going to be able to uplift you. You know what I mean? You can uplift each other. You know what I mean? You can uplift them, they can uplift you because you guys are speaking the same language and you are vibrating on the same frequency. So the people on the fifth dimension, the people on that level of intelligence, they're the only people who actually attract you. And that is what they call being supersexual. You're only attracted to people with the higher knowledge and higher wisdom. So as a chosen one, those are the things you're going to see. If there's something I've not mentioned in this video, guys, like I've always, you know the drill, let it be known in the comment section below. Other than that, guys, it's been a really lovely day, guys. It's my birthday. I may go out and treat myself to a meal if I feel like. But otherwise, it's been a blessing to have you guys on board. Much love and blessings. There's more signing out. Catch you soon.